Xbox Series X had its first full gameplay reveals today, with a number of third-party titles being showcased. We're going to be going over those today, just kind of details on each of them and giving some general thoughts what they provide. So the Bright Memory Infinite title was revealed. This was the first one. This was made entirely by a sole Chinese developer, apparently. It features ray tracing and lots of high-octane action. And that's really all we got from the actual trailer, was just fast-paced combat, shooting, swordplay, some vehicle driving. I guess the trailer was just a showcase. Move, 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 battle, 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 shoot, shoot, shoot. And that's the gist of what I got from that one. It really wasn't anything too in-depth in terms of like understanding the story or anything like that. So interesting. Looks good. I mean, the ray tracing elements, those will be gorgeous. Next up, we had Dirt 5, which was a completely surprising announcement. I couldn't have guessed that out of anywhere. The next entry in the off-road racing series. It looks gorgeous, featuring a number of extreme conditions and settings. It'll have options for 4K 60 FPS or a 120 FPS mode. You'll be able to play 4-player split screen, which is something we really haven't seen much of this generation, quite honestly. 12-player online multiplayer. Extreme conditioning, weather variants, real-world locations are being taken as inspiration. A campaign that will feature, a career mode that will feature intense, star-studded cast led by Nolan North, and also Troy Baker. So, yeah, pretty big names for that one. And now we'll move on to the next title, which is Scorn, one weird-looking, messed up game that I can only describe as seriously creepy looking and, I don't know, visceral. Don't really know what it is. I don't know what it's about. It looks really cool and was perhaps the strangest one of the entire showcase, so that's one to look out for, because I have no idea what that is. Then we have Chorus. So Chorus seems to be a spaceship-based game starring a female fighter that seems to have an intimate connection to her ship, and you're blasting, blowing things up, and sending a message. So that was interesting, but I want to hear more about it. So that's CHORVS. Hopefully I'm saying that right, but I think it's pronounced Chorus. Anyways, next was Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. So it seems to be a pretty cool action title where you're a vampire going around hunting and messing with humans. That was interesting. Definitely a different sort of experience, and one that could possibly be quite fun to jump into. Definitely looks like a good time. And you seem to have some pretty cool abilities. There's one part where he like takes an axe out of midair, and I thought that was really cool. Then we have Call of the Sea. So this one looks like a very interesting narrative-driven kind of adventure game. You're going through various scenarios. They also showed first person of like swimming as like a guild creature, so that's interesting. We don't know if it's a bit of a dreamscape idea, because they seem to show some images kind of changing over time. To me, that one looks very enticing, just in terms of being something really different. I like those kinds of games, and I am looking kind of forward to seeing more about what that is. Then we have the Ascent. So that seems to be a top-down sort of twin-stick shooter to a degree, with like co-op based integrations, a very futuristic cyberpunk type city where I guess the power or something goes down and there's a huge shutdown of everything, and all the slave type creatures and everything uprise, and you're kind of battling through that. It looks really gory and rather intense, fast-paced action. So that's kind of cool. Following that was perhaps maybe the biggest standout from the show, aside from Dirt, would be The Medium. This is from Blooper, a horror title. It's going to be composed audio-wise from the person that did the Silent Hill music, so they're coming in as a composer for it, if that makes more clear sense. It stars this lady that can kind of see the other side of things. It's a sort of haunting, creepy-looking experience, and I think that one might be one of the big kind of titles to come out of that. It certainly was different-looking, creepy, haunting, and had a certain nice chill to it, especially with the various locations that they were showcasing with it. So I think that one will definitely be a title to watch out for. just because I think it might be one of the big standouts, especially when it comes to the release of the platform. So yeah, kind of neat. Now we go on to Scarlet Nexus. So that's a Bandai Namco title where I guess these really kind of grotesque, weird creatures are appearing out of nowhere. You're playing as this character that has the ability to deal with them through, I guess, telekinesis. And yeah, it's kind of looks like an RPG type action game. Definitely has some interesting, smooth visuals. That looks enticing in itself. I mean, it's definitely a different sort of game. I don't know if it's based off of anything, but yeah, Scarlet Nexus looks like another one to kind of watch out for, especially if you like that kind of genre and that style of gameplay. Moving past that, we have one that I think might be the most fun for me personally, and that is Second Extinction. This is a cooperative dino munching game. Not munching, but like munching as in grinding up these dinos. There's like insane amounts of like gore and dismemberment in it. It's quite interesting. So basically the gist of it is if you're a cooperative team, you pick from 4 squad mates, like a roster of 4 players. You get to choose between what kind of character you want to be. So I guess character classes, you adjust your loadout and you drop down. They also note that additional characters will be released after launch, so that's kind of cool. You drop down, you battle giant dinosaurs, you fight your way through, you try to get to an extraction point, and then you might get some rewards at the end and better weapons and be able to upgrade things. So that one looks really interesting. Definitely quite enticing to me personally, because I like, just intense shooters like that one, and I think it'll stand out quite a bit as being super intense, because they had some like really crazy looking monstrosities in that one. I don't get to use that word a lot, so it's kind of exciting. So past that, we do have Yakuza Like a Dragon. So it's kind of great to see a Yakuza title being showcased, with a Xbox kind of reveal event, because that's a franchise that we just started seeing on the platform. Like a Dragon follows this guy that went to jail for his boss, and this boss shot him when he got out, and now he wants revenge and all that. So well, I don't know if he wants revenge, but he's mad. He's not happy about it, so he comes out and he is battling away, kind of taking on all these characters. And it's supposed to be a very different entry in the series with this like new character and all that. So that one looks cool. Finally, we have Assassin's Creed Valhalla. So this is the latest entry in the Creed series. We didn't really get to see anything of it in this like showcase. It was like a few seconds of gameplay here or there, I guess, but I was expecting a little bit more in terms of a showcase for this game. This is supposed to be the most intense entry. You're going to be on boats, you're going to be on land, going through like this really old school England and everything like that. Male or female character, you get to choose, and yeah, it looks interesting. That's for sure. I was just hoping to see a little bit more of it today. So that in general was the showcase, and they had some interesting reveals that I didn't really anticipate or see coming. I was kind of whelmed, as to say. I mean, it was nice, it was quick and to the point. I was just kind of anticipating something like way more out there. I mean, I never would have anticipated seeing a dirt game that came out of nowhere. The horror title, I think this is going to be a really good one for those that like the creepy horror titles. You got a number of games that sort of lean into that. There was a really good variety of games here too. You get things like a driving game, you get like a shooter, you get a top-down twin stick, you get an adventure game. I think they had a really good variety with it. I was just hoping for something like really, really surprising, if you know what I mean, like something out of nowhere. I guess some of these titles, like I would have never expected really almost any of them, except for like I guess Bloodlines. I could see that one coming. We knew about Creed ahead of time, but yeah, some good surprises, some good announcements. I think those are some solid titles to look forward to on the platform, especially with the various Xbox Series X optimized tags, meaning that they're going to look and play better on that platform. The smart delivery, buying it, on Xbox One when it releases there, if it releases ahead of time, and also owning the upgraded version on the next generation console. So yeah, some interesting teases and treats, and it should be neat to see, what else gets announced in the near future. hopefully something more shocking. But yeah, it was kind of cool seeing what they revealed today. Definitely very whelmed and a little surprised for some of the stuff.